get back to this country, then I don't know if you know about, like, every time I hear people talking about Man City and their 115 charges, 150, they're going to court anytime soon.
I don't know. That will just be the Premier League, you know, or the sport arbitration or whatever. It won't come to it. I mean, I covered one case where a team called Boston United got done for it was tax evasion. Basically, they were paying their players sort of under the table to avoid tax, and it was in a season where I think they were promoted, you know, I think from non-league to, you know, League Two or whatever. So all their rival teams were really pissed off. You know, a bit like Man City. You know, all their rival teams thought, well, that's not fair. You're paying your players more, and they were doing it, you know, under the table, and the manager got done for it. But so that was a criminal case. But I don't think Man City have done anything criminal. It's just, you know.
Staying on tax law, there was this case. I think the person got revealed. I can't remember the details because I read it vaguely, of this wealthy person or known person in the UK who, I think he had a case with HMRC, but he pulled out of the case because he didn't want his name to be revealed.
All right, yeah.
You know what I'm getting at?
No.
Yeah, it was, I think it was for tax of, I wish I could remember who the person was. But I think when you're in a tribunal with HMRC, I think the name gets revealed, but for some reason he requested for his name not to be revealed.
Oh, right.
And his name's been revealed now.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of a big mystery at the time. You definitely know it, but I can't remember it. But
oh, right. No, I don't know that one. But yeah, I have covered a few serious fraud office trials, you know, which can be kind of turgid, you know, they're kind of lots of, you know, figures and stuff, but can be quite interesting. One was a bribery case involving somebody doing like oil contracts in Iraq, and they were paying bribes to get contracts, you know.
Oh, so that was kind of international.
Yeah, it was international, and they got done here for that crime. You know, bribery is a crime in British law. What's
the burden of proof for bribery?
Yeah, same as any other crime. You know, you gotta you know. Usually, there's sort of, you know, evidence that you've, you know, transferred money to somebody. And there was another case where the woman was she was the chief of staff to the prime minister or president of Madagascar.
Oh,
and she came over here, and she was doing contracts with a gemstone mining company, and she's basically saying, you know, you got to pay us money to get this contract, and, you know, basically she ended up getting done for bribery or corruption, basically. And the president in Madagascar said, "No, I don't know anything about it. I didn't tell her to go over there and do that. You know, she's on her own back. She's gone and done it." And
the sentences aren't that much here for frauds.
No, I think she got 5 years or something.
She'll do half of that, won't she?
But it was quite sad because, you know, she had young kids and stuff, and they're all going to be without their mum for a few years. So I don't know why she did it, but maybe she just thought she could get away with it. Maybe she thought that's how business happens in London. You know?
Yeah. All right, well, Chris, thank you so much for your time.
No worries.
Last question.
I'm trying to think what that case is you're talking about, the tax one.
Yeah, that one. I'm gonna try to find it. I'm gonna try. Bads, you ask. I'm gonna try to find it.
Seeing as you cover like a lot of drill rappers, like cases and stuff, has there ever been a time where like they played the song in court and he thought, yeah, I kind of enjoyed this song. This guy's kind of talented.
Well, this is going to sound like a really weird answer, but there was a terrorism trial, and they had this. It was like a ISIS or Al Qaeda kind of terrorists, but they had this really catchy track. It was called "Dirty Kuffer."
No way.
And it was like a YouTube video of like lots of pictures of like George Bush and Tony Blair, but it was such a catchy track. It was really good. Yeah, I think it's probably been taken down numerous times because the lyrics are kind of pro-terrorist, but
you should listen to Dig That. You like Dig That's music.
Yeah.
I found the guy though.
Oh yeah, right.
Frankie Dettori.
Frankie Dettori?
Yeah.
Is he being done for attacks?
The renowned jockey. Oh yeah, he's a jockey. Yeah, it said, I remember this. He said he sought to keep his name confidential during a tax dispute. Thank you, ChatGPT. With HMRC. Dettori had participated in a tax avoidance scheme designed by Paul Baxendale Walker, which was later deemed a sham by a tax tribunal. Another thing as well that I've been looking at.
I did read that he's in a lot of finance. That's why he's still like riding horses and he's like 50 something.
Damn.
Because he needs the money.
Damn, because I forgot where I saw this, but apparently in the UK, if you have a dodgy tax accountant, they really get off scot-free. Even they get off scot-free if they screw you over by not paying the right tax.
But you will get down.
But you're the only one liable, isn't it? They're not liable.
Right. Yeah.
Is that true?
I haven't really covered any trials like that, but that probably is true. You know, if it's your name on the tax returns, even if your accountant files it, you're reliable, I suppose, to it.
Because apparently a lot of these tax accountants that do these dodgy things, they basically sell their clients' dreams. Right. They're betting on the fact that HMRC won't look too deep into it and they'll get away with it. But when HMRC do look into it, they get off scot-free. Right. Yeah. That's a problem, but
yeah. No, you reminded me of the other trial with another jockey called Kieran Fallon, race fixing trial. So
race fixing.
Basically, then he was accused, and these other jockeys were of like deliberately throwing races. You know, so that there was like a betting syndicate putting money, you know, on rival horses or whatever, and they were allegedly not trying enough and deliberately sort of losing races. You know.
How did they prove that?
Well, they all got acquitted in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of evidence, but they couldn't quite prove it.
Do you remember when the Brentford footballer, he's in Saudi Arabia getting like £1 million, like 2 million a month now.
Tony.
Ivan Tony, yeah. If with his case, if they were able to prove that he was doing things in the game, like maybe getting a yellow card. Yeah. If they were able to prove that, would he have faced criminal charges?
Yeah, because you don't remember it. Years ago, there was a Bruce Grobbelaar, Liverpool goalkeeper, and who was the other one? Hans Sagers, who used to play for Wimbledon. All these footballers went on trial. So it was in the 90s. For that match fixing, basically there was a syndicate I think it was in the Far East, who were allegedly paying them to, either. I think it was to throw matches or to let certain amount of goals in or something like that. And they all got acquitted as well, I think. So it's very difficult to prove.
Because I wonder now, with with most betting happening online now, I wonder if these gambling sites, I'm pretty sure they do. If I do have a cousin who plays for Man City, but if he was to give me inside information and stuff like that, would they be able to link it through my ID being my surname, same surname as his?
A lot of these betting companies are really rich, and they probably have really good security and really good people who are tracking that sort of suspicious betting patterns, stuff like that.
That's what I think.
So, yeah, I imagine be careful.
I don't have any plan to do it. But
imagine they're constantly wary of that, especially, say there's a suspicious result, like Man City lose 3-0 to Southampton or something. It's like, what the fuck? And then somebody's made a load of money off it, they will be a bit suspicious.
Yeah, any gambling trials you've been to?
Only that race fixing one, that one. That was quite an interesting case because there was the Kinahan cartel. The Christy Kinahan, the dad. He was kind of tendentious. He was sort of involved on the fringe of it. Kieran Fallon was Irish.
If you guys enjoyed this clip from the Click It podcast, then please be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my main channel and subscribe to this channel. The full episode is available on Spotify. You can get there with a link in the description. And if you don't use Spotify, you can watch it on my main channel. I will also link it in the description. Thank you for watching. Click It.